asks the best question, it can be funny or it can be serious, is going to get a big bag of merchandise that I'm going to send you, okay, from UFC. So kind of think about your questions. Kung's going to be coming out first. We'll have Luke coming out second. So before we bring him out, we've got a quick video piece for you to watch.
Expect a cavalcade of kicks. We're seeing it early on.
Cung Le has a whole repertoire of wild knockout strikes. 360-degree spinning back kicks, wheel kicks, axe kicks, front kicks, punches.
And he is putting on a video game-esque show here with these kicks.
There's got to be very careful, you know. This guy's got lethal legs, he's got good arms.
Having to contend with the unorthodox. Everything is unorthodox about Lee.
My style is a lot different. It just causes a lot of problems when you're just a traditional fighter that throws roundhouses and punches and, you know, goes for the takedown. There's all these different kicks that come from different angles.
This is one dynamic fighter, guys. Have you guys ever seen someone like Cung Le in MMA? This guy's amazing.
Lee is a former Sanchow world champion and is undefeated as a kickboxer, with 12 knockouts amongst his 17 wins. His finishing rate in MMA is even higher.
Every single fight that I have won in MMA is by TKO or by KO.
San Jose's American Kickboxing Academy has become a breeding ground for some of the top talent in mixed martial arts, and its ranks include UFC heavyweight champion Cain Velasquez. For Luke Rockhold, every day is a grind, and today he is able to hone his skills with former Olympic wrestler and number 5 UFC light heavyweight Daniel Cormier.
Why does your head go like this? Why is your head doing this?
Let's see whose head's doing that today.
Yeah, man, when I walked in here, I saw Luke, and, you know, he's a tall kid, surfer, good looking. I was like, man, I hate that dude. Immediately, like, I just hated Luke, but we're both kind of coming up through the Strike Force challenges together. And when I got to know him, you know, he became my best friend in the gym.
This is what he does every day. Finds a small guy in the gym and picks on him.
Today I had Luke, he was going to go with Daniel Cormier.
We're going to punch each other in the face, you know. We only do with the best.
It's go time.
DC always tries to bully me around in the cage. It's not even like real sparring sometimes. He has this big brother mentality.
Sometimes when I have two alpha male fighters, that being like Luke and DC, they don't like to give anything.
DC's jabs don't work. Why does he think they're good?
It does raise the intensity, not only because we're both higher ranked guys in the world, but because of the relationship we have. You know, we're like brothers. Two brothers always go at each other harder.
30 seconds.
Time!
Don't stay too far back when he's charging. Pivot out a little quicker, okay?
If we didn't have the group of guys that we have, we would not have the success at the level we've had. I truly believe as Cain is the champion, I'm working my way towards being a champion, and Luke is going to make his way up the rankings too. We need this group of guys together.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, coming off a huge win with Rich Franklin in Macau, China, fighting Michael Bisping, August 23rd, Cung Le. What's up, everyone? Sorry I'm late. Thank you very much. So, before we get started, I want to hear these questions that you guys got prepared for me. You guys ready for the questions? I'm ready to answer some questions. Who's first? All right, over there.
My question for you, Cung, is you started your MMA career late in your mid-30s, similar to the other UFC fight legend I won't name, Randy Couture. He was able to move on and win the light heavyweight title. Do you see kind of you're in your early 40s? Do you see yourself before you retire fighting for the middleweight title in the UFC?
You know what? Right now, my crosshairs are on Michael Bisping, so I got to get through him before I look ahead of the heap of tough fighters in that division. You know, it's
you know, he's pretty tough himself, but I think he's tougher when he talks smack. So, you know, I'm just, while he's talking, I'm training. That's what I'm going to do, and I'll do my talking inside the octagon come August 23rd.
Hey, what's up, Cung?
What's up?
When you were the Strikeforce middleweight champion, there was always talks of you taking on Anderson Silva. Both of you guys were champion at the same time. You know, now you guys kind of need a big fight to get you back to the top. And is that a fight you would still want to get to nowadays, just to get you back up there?
You know what? I got a big fight coming up against Michael Bisping. And
I mean, later on in your career.
Of course, you know, after Michael, it would be an honor to fight Anderson. I've always looked up to him, big fan of his, and it'd be awesome to fight Michael. I mean, Anderson. See, I'm so focused on Michael, it's just like Michael. But yes, that would be a dream fight for me. You guys gonna go rock, paper, scissors?
All right, the guy on the right.
The guy on the right.
Hey, Cung.
What's up?
I was just wondering if you'd be interested in a role in the new Kickboxer movie with GSP.
You know what? My agent was talking to me about that. It just all comes down to what they do with the script and, you know, who's directing it. But right now, my focus is on kicking Michael Bisping in the face because he's been talking a lot of smack.
Thanks, Cung.
Hey, Cung. Thanks for coming. You worked with Channing Tatum in the other movie. I can't remember the name of it right now, but...
Fighting,
yeah, there you go. I know he's doing that wrestling movie. Did you or any of the AKA guys give him any pointers or help him out for that?
Actually, I got a couple of videos. Believe it or not, Channing, he's one of those guys. He's a great athlete. He played football from high school, first and 1 year in college, and he was like really going through wrestling practice, and he was getting banged up. And I told him, dude, what are you doing? All you have to do is look like a wrestler and shoot like a wrestler and wrestle like one. And I'm sure, you know, camera magic will help you out. But he got in there and trained like it. But I met him on the set of White House Down. Came out to hang out with him. He had a week off. And in 2 hours, like, I worked with him, and he already had, like, the front head choke, tilt. And, you know, I got a chance. I flew in to watch this like a preview of the movie with him and the producers. It's an awesome movie, awesome acting, and awesome wrestling.
And it's cool that you guys stayed in touch all these years later. So thanks.
Actually, I heard he'll be in Macau cheering me on. So.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Thank you.
So, what's it like fighting Michael Bisping, who has a tendency to talk a lot of smack? Does it motivate you?
You know. Just like Frank Shamrock, when I fought him, he got on YouTube. He made a little skit about me, and I just, when they talk, I'm training. You know, hold on, let me do 10 push-ups right now because he's probably talking. I'm ready, baby. I'm in shape too. I'm in shape.
Yeah, how's it going, Cung? I was wondering if you had a particular fight that you considered a career-defining moment?
One more time, please.
Did you have a particular fight that you considered a career-defining moment?
I would have to say the fight against Frank Shamrock,
awesome.
For the world title, Strikeforce, and against someone like Frank Shamrock, who you know, I grew up watching, and got a chance to fight him. You know, it was an awesome experience, and to win, it was even more awesome.
It was epic there live, dude. So. Right
I was thinking the shot with Rich Franklin, because, you know, you're known for your kicks and all your fancy stuff, and that was just a conventional, you know, boom. I mean, knockout.
See, pick your poison now. Watch out. It's either the hand or the kicks, or watch out the throws.
I mean, Rich didn't even see it coming.
Thank you, Lord.
What up, Cung?
What's up?
I just want to know your thoughts on DC versus Jones, and who do you think is going to win and how?
I'm going with DC. He's my boy. It's a great matchup. DC hits hard. Jones is very vicious himself, but DC, you see, he walks through heavyweights. He has Kane as a sparring partner, Luke as a sparring partner. I won't even get in there, you know. But I think everyone's expecting that rematch to happen against Gustafsson and Jones, but there could be more fireworks here on this fight. So I'm looking forward to that fight.
And I want to know, what is going to be your favorite matchup for tomorrow?
Matt Brown versus Lawler.
Even your boy Josh Thompson over him?
You know, I mean, there's fighters that fight, and there's fighters that want to hurt people. Yeah. Matt Brown's one of those and Robbie, they're fighters that want to hurt each other. So I want to see those guys hurt each other.
Thanks, Cung.
Hey, Cung. My favorite Michael Bisping moment is during UFC 100 when Dan Harrison knocked him out twice. Do you think you can do another number on him like that?
Come August 23rd, you'll see.
All right.
Yeah, get your fight pass.
Cung, how you do, sir?
Good.
Big fan of your work, also your movies. As an action movie fan myself, who do you think has the best mixed martial arts for an actor besides Jackie Chan, Jet Li, and Donnie Yen, out of them three?
Donnie Yen, of course.
Donnie Yen for sure. Thank you.
He's a friend of yours, right? I think you
yeah,
introduced me to him.
I've done a movie with Donnie Yen. He came out to the Rich Franklin
fight.
He
was in Macau with us.
He knows his arm bars and triangles.
Plus, he's a big fan. He comes to the fights, you know.
Thank you.
There's a Diaz fan.
As everyone knows, the UFC has gone almost completely global. And as fighters, and well, as normal people, we don't really know what it's like to travel like that, or, as far as competing or anything like that. So I'd like to just know maybe some of your experiences, good and bad, some of the things that they may be able to change as far as like having to travel as much, and maybe some things that the UFC can do as far as like moving your camps earlier or anything like that that might help the fighters in general maybe excel better, because as we saw in Dublin, the home team has the advantage a little bit. So,
well, you know, it's all up to the fighter and their camp. You know, if the fighters choose to come in that week and try to, you know, get used to the time change in that week, that's their fault. I'm going down 2 weeks before the fight. I'm going to get adjusted to the time. That's the same thing I did against when I fought Rich Franklin. I was there actually 15 days before the fight, and that was my choice. It came out of my own pocket, but that's how much I want to win. So I'm going to do what it takes, and I'm going to get down there 2 weeks before and then make sure I get used to the time, and come fight time, no excuses.
What about things like that are trouble to get access to, like maybe distilled water, the food you need, weight cutting, anything like that? That has been trouble for you, or anything like that?
There's a whole preparation behind that. You call, you get on Google, you find out what's in the area, what you need to prepare yourself. And if you don't do that, you know, it's all part of like preparing for a fight. From the little details to what restaurants you're going to eat at, what meals you're going to be able to eat. And, you know, I didn't think of that before, like, you know, early in my career, and I was able to get by. But now it's everything is so important that you have to make sure you make those proper arrangements, and you know where everything's at, so you don't, like, fall short.
Thank you very much.
And listen, we spend a lot of time and money at UFC. I've had dozens of fighters tell me that have come from other organizations that there's no organization like UFC as far as taking care of the fighters. There's a guy named Bert Watson who, once those guys land here, he takes care of them the entire week, and we make sure medically they're fine, their weight's on, they're getting what they need. They have training facilities either at the hotel, and then we also have one off-site that we will take them to. So it's really important to us to at least do our part to try to make sure the fighters have, you know, are at their best, just for you and us.
Yeah,
so the show
fantastic.
Goes well.
Thank you.
Hey, Cung, I know you're focused on Bisping. Are you still interested in a rematch with Wanderlei Silva?
Hell yeah.
Right on.
Damn right I am.
And would you have time to take some pictures with some of the fans?
Of course. I will
Awesome.
stay after to take some pictures with you guys.
Hey, Cung. I know that Michael Bisping likes to talk a lot of smack, and does any of that ever get inside of your head? And also, what's a good one-line burn against him?
You know, Michael is known for that. It doesn't bother me at all. I have really thick skin, you know. I don't have any one line, but I definitely going to have a lot of combinations come August 23rd to put in his face.
Thank you.
All right, listen. I've been told Luke Rockhold's here, so let's bring him out. Ladies and gentlemen, one of the best guys in the business, Luke Rockhold.
He was surfing, so you can blame him.
How you guys doing? Sorry about the late appearance, but I'm here. A little bit of traffic on 17.
I think he's next.
This question's for Luke.
Yeah.
Luke, you're going to kick butt tomorrow, but
I wish I was.
I just wanted to ask you a basic training question. Maybe both of you guys. I know you got to work on your MMA technique and all that, but I'm interested in the stamina part of it. How do you go that fast, that intense for 25, potentially 25 minutes?
I really don't know. You just train hard. You know, it's funny, like when you're growing up, you're in like high school, you see these street fights. A long street fight is like 1 minute long. It's like, wow,
30 seconds.
That was a marathon, 30 seconds, right? I've fought for 30 minutes straight. It's like you don't even realize what just happened. I mean, I trained for 3 months for those 5-round fights, and cardio is like one of my main focuses. So I'm running 3 days a week, and I'm doing an Aerodyne bike circuit, and it's just constant. You just got to push yourself to the max because, not having cardio is the worst thing in the world. It makes the biggest cowards out of anybody, and you do not want that in a fight. It's the last thing. I promised myself that would never happen.
Well, for me, cardio-wise, a lot of people have always knocked on my cardio, but in the last 3 fights in the UFC, I've been banged up, injured, and this time I have no excuses. All I've been doing is cardio. Like 70% of my training has been cardio and diet. So I'm ready for 5 rounds if it goes that many rounds.
Okay, thanks, guys.
This question's for Cung. What is going to be your strategy versus Bisping?
Flying tornado, spinning wheel kicks, and lightning followed by thunder. That's my strategy.
If it was me, I just kind of circled to his bad eye so he couldn't see me. That's just my.
As you know, Michael talked some shit. Well, what did I just smack about Luke, and
I don't know where he gets it, man. The guy just keeps going off. He's got to focus because he's about to get his butt kicked.
He's already looking past me, and that motivates me even more. And I'll do this one for Luke.
Please.
This is a question for both of you. Have you ever woken up one morning and just had the desire not to get out and train? And if that happened, what motivated you to get out and train?
Every day. You always think about this guy at the other end. He's trying to take your dreams and your everything you worked for your whole life, and you think about that, and it runs through your brain, and I'll just never let that happen, and that's what motivates me every day. When I'm running, I want to quit. I want to walk it out. No, I'm going to finish that last mile. I'm going to finish that last training, that last round. I'm not going to let this other guy take my dreams away.
For me, I have 3 boys, 4, 9, and 13. Almost tall as me now. Can't believe it. And, of course, my wife. So I have to provide for my family. And the opponent that I step inside the octagon against is trying to take that away from me. So that's what motivates me.
Thank you.
Yeah, this question is for Cung.
I was going to ask you earlier, but I think you kind of alluded to your cardio and that type of thing that you've been training. I noticed you have been got a little bit bigger. What if Bisping makes it a wrestling match? How do you picture rounds 4 and 5 going? How do you picture those rounds going?
Well, I should have got my surgeries on my elbows a long time ago. I felt like I've been training and working around my injuries, and that wasn't very smart of me. But after the surgery, I took a whole year off, and all I did was rehab, and I trained, and I worked on my strength and conditioning. And in the last 6 months, I've been working really hard on my diet and my cardio. So if it goes to the 4th and 5th round, if he shoots in on me, I'm a high school All-American, collegiate All-American wrestler. I'm sure I'll be able to stuff, all his takedowns and make him pay for shooting in because, I got a little something for Michael Bisping.
Wrestling advantage Cung Lee in that fight, no doubt. People don't forget this guy started in wrestling.
Hi, this question is for Luke. I'm a really big fan. I just was wondering, what's your stance on the ruling on TRT usage in the UFC, and do you think Vitor will pass his next random drug test?
I'm skeptical of the second part of that. I'm glad. I'm glad they took out TRT. I think it was a way for people to mask their steroid use and to cover that up. So. Yeah, I mean, people are just abusing that. I'm a fan of them outlawing that, and and all the extra drug testing they're doing. I'm a big fan of a clean sport, and I'm glad they're making strides to make that push it there. Yeah, I don't know. My guess is something happens along the way. Just leave it at that.
All right, thank you.
I'll be ready to go for December if need be.
Thank you.
This is a question for Luke. Not trying to call you out, but you put something on Twitter asking Bisping to win his next fight, so you can have a chance to.
Come on, Luke.
Not trying to call you out.
I didn't say ask him to win this fight.
You said. I said. Please win your fight.
I said please win a fight.
So I can get at you.
Please win a fight, so the UFC will let me fight you.
So my question to you is
because the ruling is they will not let Bisping fight me unless.
I guess my question was, so when he loses his next fight, would you still ask for Bisping?
I mean, there's just
no opportunity.
No hope. There's no hope for that.
Kung's going to kill that opportunity.
I have all the faith in Cung. I think Bisping is I don't know where his head's at, but man, I would love to.
So who's next?
Because he just can't stop running his mouth. I don't get it.
So who's next since Bisping won't be an option?
I don't know. I'm open for whatever.
Chris Weidman.
Yeah, that's what. Ask for the title.
I'll be ready to go, but I mean, I don't know, man. The divisions, I'm in a weird spot right now. Vanderlei called me out the other day in a weird way. So I can't really take him seriously right now.
I will. I'll take that on.
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens with Jacare Mousasi. I'd be open to fighting the winner of that. Me and Jacare had a close fight. I'm not gonna lie, but I'll be ready to go for the title too if need be. If something happens to Vitor. So
6 months, 3 belts at AKA. That sounds really good right now.
It's a really good, really
Thanks,
good chance
guys.
of that. I think so.
What's up? This question's for Luke, right here. Yeah, it's no secret that AKA is home for some of the baddest dudes on the planet. And with that being said, I want to know who gets the better of who when DC and Kane go at it in practice. I know you got the inside scoop.
Really? You really think I don't talk about training like some people. We keep that in house. We all kick each other's ass, and that's how the game goes. Everyone has off days and on days, and we're all champions in our gym, and that's why we just keep pushing each other to be the best. And all I can say is I can't comment on that. We're all good. It's fun.
And one more for Luke. I don't know if you have a fight schedule next, but if you don't, do you know who you want next besides Belfort or Bisping?
kind of the question was right there. I mean, I'm open for whatever. I mean, if I could fight the winner of Jacare Mousasi or possibly get the title shot if something happens to Vitor. So I don't know. We'll see. Whatever opens up. I want a good fight, and I don't want to take another step backwards. I believe I'm in a good position right now to be as a #1 contender or fight for the title. I've beaten Jacare. I've beaten Tim Kennedy. Maybe winner of Tim Kennedy, Yoel Romero. I want a big fight. I want to fight for the title. That's what I want.
Thanks, Luke.
Hey, Cung, I have no doubt that you're going to take out Bisping, but good luck trying to get that guy to quit talking, Hey, my serious question, though. With all these folks taking Jesus juice and different things to help them make babies, whatnot, excuses. But, you guys are pro and you guys are legit. I have no doubt about it. And I don't think anyone here does. But, for those young up-and-comers that might feel the pressure, where folks are maybe taking things or they feel like they're taking things to get that advantage. Maybe they don't want to, but maybe they feel the pressure to maybe take something or do something they're not supposed to level the playing field out. What would you say to those folks to, maybe just, stay away from that temptation?
Just put in your time, train hard and smart at the same time, and make sure your diet and your intake in water and your coaches are all in sync with each other.
This is for Cung. You worked with Dave Bautista on, I believe it was Man with the Iron Fist. Did you give him any tips on, any training tips? And do you see that? Did you, since he did do MMA before, going in and out of movies, do you see him being a better MMA fighter than an actor?
Dave Bautista, he trains in jiu-jitsu, and he trains very hard. Actually, in the gym, I didn't have much, tips to give him. He had his set routine, and I had my set routine, and we just went in there and gutted it out when we had the time. During a movie set, it's very hard to, for anything to go on after, 15, 16 hours of working and depending on the conditions or the weather or whatever, by the time you get back to your hotel, you just want to sleep. So, Dave and I, we're one of those guys that will get in. We come back to our hotel, go to the gym real quick, then go to sleep. So,
thank you.
Hey, Cung and Luke. I think you both have some expertise in this area. So I was wondering, in the last 2 years, there's been a lot of talk about trash talking in MMA. There's a lot of people that think, you can talk your way into a title shot, or you can talk your way into making yourself more marketable. And Chael Sonnen, he's really great at that. But every time somebody meets him, they always say, you know what, he's a really nice guy, even though he trash talks so much. Michael Bisping, he kind of does the same thing, except every time you hear him or somebody say that he's a nice guy, it's him. He's the first one that says, I'm actually not as bad as I sound. Do you think that he's naturally unlikable, or is he doing the same thing Chael does?
I think Bisping's just a genuine douche, Chael does put on an act, and he's been the most respectful guy ever since the beginning, when I first met him. But that's my opinion. Chael plays a role, Bisping plays himself.
I agree.
Thank you.
All right, we got 3 more questions.
This question is both of you guys can answer. You guys, obviously, as fighters, know the difficulty can be cutting weight. But recently, Mike Dolce came out and said one of your teammates, DC, he thinks he can make 185. Do you see that being possible? I honestly believe when he made weight for Patrick Cummings, I was like, that dude can make 185. I honestly believe, but
I would do the over/under on that one.
Mike Dolce better take a step back. Kane's got heavyweight, DC's got light heavyweight, I got middleweight. That's how our gym rolls.
Thank you.
DC's Louisiana thick, man. He's got that big barrel chest. He would lose all his personality if he made it down to 85. And I don't think Fox needs that, right? Because they need him to commentate. He's the color of commentating for Fox right now. So.
This question is for both of you. Luke, we know that you're a surfer, and that probably helps a lot with training. But being from Tahoe, I've seen that Diaz runs the marathons up there, and not just to do it at altitude, but just to do it out in the outdoors. And also, I met Ian McCall out there, who's doing training at altitude, but also doing the hikes up there. And I was just wondering, what are your guys' favorite outdoor activities for training?
Surfing. I like to get out there in the water for sure. For things that help me in my training, I don't like to spread myself too thin. I like to be sport specific in my training. I like to get a little release every once in a while and go out and surf and play golf, and that helps me mentally. I think get back in the gym and go to that day-to-day grind. Just running outdoors and that. I mean, for the most part, it's I think sport specific. Get in the gym and do everything that you can, to focus on your goals and be the best at fighting in general.
I got kids. I should run around the park and make sure they don't stick their finger in the socket and kill each other.
Thank you.
All right. This question is for Cung Lee. What was it like knocking out Jim Carrey, and where did you get that shirt?
Well, it was Rich Franklin that I knocked out, but it was a really great feeling. I was a big underdog, and a lot of people expected the kicks to come, and we worked a lot on my hands, and I feel very fortunate that he took that fight, and we had we got a chance to headline on the first fight in China for UFC, and this shirt you can get it on. It's a company called Bow and Arrow.
Thank you.
All right, 2 more questions, and then that's it.
Luke,
What's up, little man?
how did his what? Vitor's feet smell like?
What is it?
Smell like TRT.
I knew I was going to say that.
Hi, this is a question for both of you guys, and as the sport of UFC continues to evolve, and to make sure that the fighters are not exploited like, pit bulls in a stable, what is the best strategy possible, and what have you learned through trial and error through your own careers? What's the best strategy as a fighter to coming into this business?
You got this, Cung. Come on.
Train hard and win.
Okay.
Train hard, win. I mean, I think it's just dedicate yourself to being the best you can be. Live with no regrets. You live once, and just put every last ounce of yourself, mentally and physically, you can into what you love in anything in life. If you have a passion, follow it.
But do you feel like joining this organization, do you feel like they have the upper hand on you? Do there times where you feel like you have no options, or like what's your strategy in approaching on stuff like that? UFC
is the biggest and baddest promotion in the world. There's no other promotion that's even close. So, of course, you got to work your way up. It's almost like there's the AAA league, the AA, the minor leagues. Then when you graduate or you get drafted into the major leagues, you're fighting for the UFC.
Okay, understandable.
This is where it's at. This is where you dreamed of, your whole life, and I'm glad to be here, and anything they put in front of me, just take it.
Yeah, listen, even in the prelims, people should know, even that first fight tomorrow night, those people are fighting at a level. There are no easy fights in UFC.
No.
I've known that. I've worked for these guys a long time, and people watch the prelims, and they think there are no easy fights. If you have that guy that lost in the prelims come into our gym and roll with us, he smokes everybody, right? Other than the
100%.
fighters. I mean, just goes through everybody. All right, I'm going to tell you a little Michael Bisping story that I've got. I always try to tell the fans something they don't know. Now, first of all, I think Michael's a good guy. And I know you guys, because he's been nice to me, so that's all I can tell you. Unlike some people.
He was nice to me until he got in front of a camera.
Yeah. So Michael Bisping, I'm down in Brazil, faces off with Vitor. And you know how religious Vitor is. And he leans over and whispers in his ear.
He speaks about God every 2 seconds.
Yeah, he leans over and whispers in his ear, there is no God. And I remember thinking, he's going to get his ass kicked for saying that. And it truly pissed Vitor off. you know, and you saw what happened. I mean, so sometimes maybe you can check your words a little bit.
Well, here you go. Here's a perfect example.
Listen,
might just happen again in a couple weeks here.
That's right. So, ladies, okay, so the winner of the contest, I'm going to give it to the two young men. You, because your question wasn't very good, but I liked, you know, from Dad or whatever, it was good. Or, yeah, from there you go. And then the other kid that asked about waking up in the morning, where's that guy? I don't see him. Okay, so what I want you to do is after this is over, just come down or have your dads come down, and I'll give you one of my business cards and tell you how I'm going to get you your merchandise, okay? So, ladies and gentlemen, truly two of the best guys in the sport, Cung Le and Luke Rockhold.
Thank you, everybody.